Hi, welcome to Steph Trades. I felt a need to start this YouTube channel because I think there is a lack of, um, I wouldn't say good technical analysis people in the space, but I feel there is not enough technical analysis people in the space. And one thing I have noticed that I kind of don't agree with, and I cringe sometimes when I look at other YouTubers, um, is they feel the need to push out setups after setups after setups, so they overwhelm their audience. And the problem with that is that uh, even if it's good, bad, or mediocre setups, and I feel you should only promote quality setups to your audience, especially newbie guys. So newbie guys come into the space and they take their favorite YouTubers, they take all their setups, and what happens? Of course, they end up getting wrecked because number one, they overtrade, and number two, they took bad setups. They didn't concentrate on quality setups. So I want to come into this space and concentrate on quality rather than quantity. So that is my pledge from the start to you guys. I'm only gonna give you good quality setups. And by the way, it's not financial advice. You feel you can do whatever you want at the end of the day, but why should you guys care about this guy that just came onto your screen? And why should you care about me? Well, I've been trading for 12 years, just to give you a little bit of backstory, and I can shorten your learning curve. So I've got the experience, and of course I started with Forex. After Forex, I transitioned into stocks, and then of course I ended up on crypto. Why? Because there's no other industry that's made more millionaires and that's going to give you the growth that crypto can give you. I also had some hard lessons to learn when I came into the space. In the first 3 months on my journey in the crypto world, I was hacked, making newbie mistakes, got hacked, stole my life savings, and I managed to claw my way back, and I'm better off than ever. So last year I had a phenomenal year. I did a 9x on my portfolio, and I'm guessing that the next 2 years are also going to be the same success that I saw last year. And I would like to take you on this journey with me, if you will let me. And so that's my pledge to you. I think that's enough about me. So what I want to do is I want to go into the charts, because technical analysis is my game, baby. And I want to show you what I'm looking at currently and what I think is going to be big in the next few weeks. So yeah, let's get into it. So let's break down BTC. I'll probably break down BTC on a regular basis just to get a feel what's going on in the markets currently, and then we will go from there. So, don't want to overwhelm you guys on the first day. So, let's just get rid of some of these. Okay. So Bitcoin. Let's start at the wiki. Weekly uptrend is still intact, as you can see here. The weekly uptrend is still intact. Number one. Number two is we are still in this weekly flag over here. We currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the 8th week in this flag. If we go down to the daily, we cannot look past that's right in front of our faces. So you got, if you can see it, yes, we've got a head and shoulders pattern. So not the best thing we want to see, of course, and this could drop us down. We will probably come back down to the 200 MA and maybe bounce. That's one scenario, that's one possibility. The other possibility that I see can form is, let's get rid of this, is that we break out of this little flag that we're currently in and go and test this top, maybe even that high value node there. And then from there we can probably come back down again and form a little bit of a bigger correction over here. So that's the scenarios we're looking at currently for Bitcoin. So if we go down to the 4-hour, this was actually looking very, very good until it actually came back down. So we broke out of this triangle, we went up and we came right back down, which is not the best thing. If anybody knows how powerful the 200 is, if you close below the 200, it's berries. You'll have to see what happens after that. So let's see what happens if we can get back into the above the 200 and get out of this pattern and continue the upside. So we can also break down and go and retest this. So this is normally a 50-50 pattern, so we'll have to see what it does. And that of course will be, if it dumps, it will be bad for all of the other altcoins. So that's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. If we go, I'm going to show you some of my active trades that I got going on, so you guys can just get a feel of what type of trader I am. So this one I kind of entered over here, and we're coming right back down. So I will probably, this is Alphinian, sorry, ALPH USDT. If it comes back down here, I'll probably close for break even. That's one thing I'd always stress, and I do a lot. If my trade starts going well, I immediately move this to break even. Another thing I want to talk to you guys about is leverage. Why do you feel the need to go and mess up your portfolio with leverage, or your trading account with leverage? Guys, the money I've made in crypto, 98% of the gains I made in crypto was from spot without touching leverage. Everybody thinks you need leverage to make money. It's not true. You don't need money. Yeah, you do need money. Of course you need money. You don't need leverage to make decent amounts in crypto. So that's one thing. Yeah, you can. It's your choice. You can trade leverage you want, but majority of the times you're gonna get wrecked. It's just one of those things. You are gonna get wrecked. What I recommend is, if you really, really want to trade leverage, you have to earn the right to trade leverage. So what I mean by this is, take a spot account. Let's say $100, whatever you want to start your spot account with. Make 20%. Take that $20, put it into another account. That's for your leverage. Now you've taken profit and you're not touching your spot. So you are trading leverage with profit that you made. So it's basically, if you lose it, hell, you have to come back to your spot and earn the right to go and trade leverage again. That's a safe way of trading leverage. And that's what I always recommend to, a lot of people will ask me about it. A lot of my friends and family that I've taught, they saw that I was doing good and they asked me to teach them. And a lot of them always said, why don't you just start your own trader group or your own YouTube channel, because you know yourself. Not saying that I'm best thing since sliced bread, but I do okay. And you will notice by my calls. So that's just a little rant about leverage trading, guys. You don't need to trade leverage to make money. I only trade leverage on Bitcoin. I never ever trade leverage on smaller cap coins or altcoins. You are gonna get wrecked. Doesn't matter how good you think you are. I've seen it countless times. People do phenomenal good. Then they go wipe all the profits they made in weeks with one silly, stupid leverage trade. You don't need it. Trust me on this. Okay, so let's go on. TIA, I'm looking at TIA. TIA looks very interesting at the moment. So if TIA comes back down to the bottom of this channel and we bounce off this 200, this might be a very good entry for us. If you wanted, I would probably just see what it does, how it reacts at the trend line over here, at the correction line, and then decide if I want to take an aggressive entry or if I want to wait for a safer entry. So what do I mean by safer entry? Safer entry is basically come back down here, go down to a smaller time frame, like about 1 hour 15 minutes, see for a small little impulse inside here and a flag. That would be a safe entry. So TIA definitely on the radar. TIA I think is going to do very, very well, and it's really one of the coins that you want in your long-term portfolio. Guys, I didn't want to shit it. I'll talk about it at the end of the streams. So I'm getting a little bit off track here. This was GTAI that came out last week. This thing was fire. I think when did it came out? Friday the Thursday, 25 January it came out. This thing was fire. It did first day. Whew, that's crazy, man. 868% gains. So I took this trade. I'm still in it. Just go down here. I took an aggressive entry right over here, and then it went well and it started to out. So this trade is already at break even. It's currently coming down to this high value node here of some support and resistance over here, resistance, and we'll see what it does here. Hopefully this can stay above it. So currently we in this little correction over here. I would like for this to bounce and go back, but of course the market doesn't always do what you want it to do, so it might come back down here and then only bounce. But you also got like a little trend over here, so let's see what it does. But so far very good. This trade I am up currently 33%, so that's not too bad. Then next trade I'm currently in is, okay, that's another thing I want to talk about. So I also see this countless times. A lot of people would ask me, why do you take such aggressive entries? And it's quite simple. Would you rather enter a trade over here after it broken out, or would you rather enter a trade down here? I have formed my own unique way of trading, and I know how the market reacts, how the market moves, and by my own unique strategy, I can take aggressive trades. I know when to take them and when not to take them. So I'm currently working on a trading course that will teach you everything I learned in the last 12 years. And I'm sure that will help a lot of people. And that's just at the end of the day what I want. I want people to do as well as I have in this market. And I want people to thrive. I want to build a community that thrive. And I believe that I can do it. So this always catches me. Sorry, let's go back there. Okay. Where do 95% of people enter breakouts? Let's say they pull a line like this. 95% of people will take the trade right at the level where you get a candle close outside the your little correction over there. And how many? So 95% of people will take the trade there. So here's my next question: how many percent of people lose money in trading? 95%, right? So why would you take trades where 95% of people will take the trade at the same place? Doesn't make sense. Market makers know exactly where you take the trade, and this is what normally happens: is you take the breakout only to watch it do this, come back down, take you out, then over here people are pissed and they think, okay, well, let's switch it up, we'll take a short, and the next thing this happens. I've seen it countless times. So my unique system I've created, I don't take trades on the breakout. Very, very few patterns I do, but these type of patterns I do not. I would rather take the aggressive entry, and on 80% of the time I will win it. So if you want to learn how to do it, stick around. Okay. Then, so let's see what this one does. Next trade I'm in is Nodaless Protocol. Another one I took an aggressive entry down here. Currently not doing too bad. Currently it is up 9%. Nothing to write home about. But one thing that I am very excited about is this puppy over here just broke the 200. And if we can stay and it can catch some momentum, we are in for a nice ride. It's also got a nice little rounded bottom over here. One thing I don't like is RSIs are very, very, very overbought. So that's the only negative thing, but I will probably move this puppy to break even as well. This is also one of my longer term. This is in my long-term portfolio, Nodaless Protocol. I believe it will do pretty well. A lot of people in the space believe that this can 100x. Well, I never try and predict what will 100x is. I look at the tech, and if I like the tech and the tech looks interesting to me, I will put it in my long-term portfolio. So this is definitely one that's in my long-term portfolio. So I will probably move this to break even as well at some point. So if it comes back down, no worries. If I look at the bigger picture, this have really this went on a tear from November up until December. This really went on a tear, and we in this pattern over here, and we retested this little support over here. 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth time it couldn't break it, so that's one of the reasons I entered this trade. So we'll track this and see how it does over the next few days. But yeah, if you look at the 4-hour RSI, it's also very overbought. One thing I can also teach you, this is a little gold nugget I'm showing you right now. If you are trading a small time frame, say for example an hour, and you see on your RSI that you're very overbought. So how do you know that, okay, we might start to form a correction or a pullback? One very good thing to do is you go to the higher time frame, one higher time frame. What this tells me is that it might still have a little bit of legs, but then it's definitely gonna come back down. So one is low time frame, you very overbought, sorry, excuse me. Go back to a larger time frame. If you see the same, chances are might be worth taking some profit, but this is still very early in the trade. So that's one thing I also do a lot, is I'm prepared to give up the profit for a larger move. So I'll move this to break even. If it comes back down to break even, so be it. But if we go down to a daily, always look at all time frames. This looks very interesting. It's low on the RSI, which means, yeah, we can maybe just get like a correction sideways, but then we can continue. And if you take the measured move of this bad boy, this thing can really get hot. So let's just say from there to there, that's nice 144% gain. So that's also one thing I like to do is I like to take swing trades instead of small scalps. Swing trades is where I've made most of my money. Longer term trades and swing trades, that's where my sweet spot is. Yeah, now and then I do take smaller time frame trades, but it's also, I believe, I've been so successful in what I do is because I concentrate on the larger time frames, medium time frames to large time frames, and I take the swing to longer term trades. So let's move on to the next one that I'm currently in, and this is, by the way, I said it again, I'm here to give you quality, not quantity. And I will always tell you if something is very, very degen and very risky. So I took this Miro, it bounced off a high value point of control over here, and this volume node area here, and it was very, very, very far down, pulled back to the 88 on the Fibonacci, and I believe this thing can do some damage. But this is a very risky trade, a very risky call, and once again, nothing I do should be taken as financial advice. I'll show you what I do and what works for me, and that can maybe build up on your own ideas that you guys wanna do in your trading account or your portfolio. So Miro looks interesting to me on the longer time frames. On the 1 hour, I will move this to break even. This has done very, very good so far. Currently up 54%. At one stage, I was up almost 100% on this trade. So this has been moved to break even. So that's in a nutshell some active trades I'm currently in. On my trading account, I've got 2 accounts. I've got my long-term portfolio where 90% of my assets is in, and then I only trade with about 10% of my portfolio. That's just what I do, and that's what works for me. But what I love about doing what I do is I take the trading account, and a lot of the profit I put into my spot. So if I make on my, I'm just giving you guys ideas what I do. So if I make on my longer term swing, let's call it my trading portfolio. If I make maybe 50% in a month, I would take 25% of that and I'll put it in my spot. I'll look at what tokens I still want to accumulate. I'll look at some tokens that have pulled back a lot and is worth accumulating more, and that's what I do. So now for the juicy part. That's trades you missed, obviously, because I didn't stream back then, and some of you probably swearing at me, why didn't you come on when you took this trade? So, but don't worry guys, there's plenty of more setups to come. That's the beauty about this industry. There's always opportunities. There's plenty of opportunities in this market. So now I'm going to show you what hasn't moved and what you might consider looking at. Lithium Finance is definitely on my radar. We currently in this this wedge, and as we know, there's a 50-50 pattern. So, but why I'm so bullish on this is we have bounced off this 200 quite a few times. So I will track this, see what it does when it comes to this bottom of the trend line of the correction, and we'll see if we get another bounce. If we do get another bounce and we get something like this, I will definitely take this trade, and I will give a call here on YouTube for you guys as well. Well, I will tell you that I took it, and you can decide for yourself if it looks good to you or not. But this looks very good to me. It's got a lot of the stuff that I look for when it comes to high probabilities, high probability trades, and definitely worth looking at. Bitcoin we've already gone over. This one is very interesting as well. Moon River has been in this sideways correction for excuse me, since the 24th of December until now. So roughly almost 2 months this has been in sideways. We lost the 200, which is one of the things I do not like, but I mean, if one thing I've also learned is the longer something is in sideways correction, the more explosive the move is going to be when it breaks out. I've seen this countless times. You can go back test this. If you see long drawn out accumulation zone, because this is what it is, this is a long drawn out accumulation zone, even though it is one massive correction, you can expect a big move. So what am I looking for here? We're below point of control, we're below 200. We're quite low on the RSI, so this can come back down, and then we want to see what it does when it comes at the bottom here, and this will probably come down like this as well. So if we bounce and we get above the 200 and we start to form some sort of a small correction, a small flag for us to get in, this will be a beautiful entry. The other thing is, other scenario that can also happen is we lose the correction and it breaks down. If you look at the high time frame, your 200 is way down here, so that it could happen. You must always realize in trading anything is possible. Don't ever think you know or know where a market is going, because you don't know. Nobody knows. I trade what the chart tells me to trade. So I am never a perma bull or a perma bear. I can change very quickly from bullish to bearish if the chart tells me to, and that comes from years of experience of doing. So let's see how Moon River follows. We'll track it for the next few days, few weeks. Sui is another one I'm also currently in. Sui has been on fire as well lately. Back when we crossed the 200. 200 is very powerful, guys. Don't underestimate the 200. Since we broke above the 200, this thing has gone bananas, 106%. And I mean, I think we're gonna, one of these days, this has a possibility of going to 290 easy. So from here, that's about 100%, so not too bad. But I believe Sui can do well long term. So I'm currently in this, and let's track it. Also, I took a very aggressive entry, and it's doing currently up on this trade, 14%. So doing quite well. Next one we wanna track is Tectum. Tectum as trending, very hot at the moment, so worth tracking this. One thing I do see is it's rejecting of the 200, which means we can come back down. Possibility of this coming back down here is still there if it can't get above the 200. So let's see what it does the next few days if we can get above the 200. So just worth tracking this one and seeing how it does. Relio, real world assets, one of the hot narratives at the moment. Or is it Deepin? I can't remember which one it is. I always get confused. But one of those big narratives. And what I don't like is I would like it to get above the 200. So let's see what it does here. It is currently in this type of a correction, but if we lose this can definitely come back down more. So let's just see what it does. 50-50 what it can do. So track it for now, but the long time frame, let's go to higher time frame, it does look very well. We are currently in this scenario, so we could even come back down over here and then only go up. So definitely worth tracking, and this can maybe give the 200 some time to come back up and bounce off the 200. I mean, look how this thing took off as soon as it closed above the 200. Cannot beat the 200 the 200 moving average. What if something gets above it or below it? It is such a key metric when trading, and a lot of traders overlook it. So next one, this is another one now. I'm into XAI. Not a lot of information to go on, but I think this can do very well. I have taken a very aggressive entry. This one hasn't moved too much, but we are currently going underneath the 200, which I never want to see. So, and we can bring this up here. So this, let's see what this does. If this comes back down to my entry, I will probably close it for break even. So also worth tracking. I wouldn't enter right now, and I wouldn't take an entry when it comes back down here. Or if you want to look for a good entry, maybe wait for this to come back down, and if this bounces, closes above here, this would be a good entry. So definitely worth watching this. Myria, I'm in this trade as well. Probably move this to break even as well. We are currently battling. I took this trade in the anticipation that it will go to the 200. I mean, the 200 is like a magnet sometimes if you get the correct setup. So like this was picture perfect. I mean, it respected this correction. It bounced off this bottom trend line quite a few times, as you can see, and that was why I took an aggressive entry. So let's see what this does. So guys, I'm very excited that we've started our journey together, I will probably try and do a video, probably about 5 to 6 days a week. So I will be on regularly, and I'm really excited to grow my community and just give value to you guys, because yeah, there's some great YouTube influencers out there, there's some great traders out there, but I really do feel they overwhelm the audience with too low quality setups, and I wanna give you high quality setups. So some days when there's no setups, I will tell you guys, listen, there's no good setups. Don't get too wild. Don't get gunno. You're gonna get wrecked. And that is a perfect time to do some housekeeping in your portfolio. Maybe you've got some coins that hasn't done well, and there is some coins that you still want to accumulate for the bull run. It's worth consolidating those coins and putting it into coins that you want to accumulate. There's no shame in in selling a coin that does not do well. It's actually pointless sometimes to keep that token in the hopes for it to come back up so you can get out for break even or a little bit of profit. Sometimes you'll wait years, and sometimes it will never ever come back up. So cap your losses at a reasonable amount, get out and consolidate it into something you want to accumulate. I'm also starting a Discord server for you guys that's interested in it, where I will give you all the setups I take. I will give you access to my portfolio so you guys can see what I've got in there, and I'll also do a lot of in-depth videos where I go in depth into why I take setups, and I want to build a community where I show you what I do and we learn together. I've taken you guys be surprised how many strategies that I've learned over 12 years. I have learned probably every strategy under the sun, and I have taken from each strategy that works very well, and I've combined it into my own unique style that really works phenomenally for me. So if you guys are interested, there is a monthly cost involved, of course. Time is valuable, and of course I want to keep out the riffraff. No, I want to only work with people that's serious. And so if that's something you're interested in, let me know in the comments, and I'll get in touch with you, and I'll give you more details how to get in there. So for now, trade well, my friends. Bye for now.